now. So, welcome back, guys. This is G.
And I'm Charlie.
So, we are here tonight to stream the Silverstone event, 100% race. So, I think it's going to be approximately 52 laps, if I'm not wrong, Charlie, isn't it?
I think that's correct.
Right. So here we start with the starting grid. We got Elgo, which in Q1 did 126.8 with medium tires. It's actually crazy, I think, isn't it?
That's a very strong lap time. Very, very impressive on the harder compound for sure.
Yeah. And then all the others are actually very close to each other, which is, I don't know, there's like a gap of like 1 second between the first nine or first nine. That's
Absolutely. It's really good to see everyone so close together, and hopefully it will make for a really good race.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this. I think it's going to be super interesting. And I think the most, probably the hardest part is just to see who you can keep on going for the longest time because 52 laps, on a very very quick track, it's not an easy thing. So I guess you really have to be focused on, just not losing grip, not losing even, I don't know, like not even two cents of a second is like very important.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But should we just go with the hot lap of Elgo because
That's
he's
a very good idea.
yeah, he got the pole and we're just gonna be on board with him in 3 2 1. Okay, so he starts. There's no sound though, but we're just gonna enjoy it as it is. So the first apex, 7th gear, just like really, really puts it down. 4th gear, 3rd gear, 2nd gear, just have a bigger grip. And then the RS on the first straight. And he's
I think for
already.
me,
Pardon?
watching this lap, I was thinking the first sector I was thinking was a tiny bit scruffy actually. I thought there were a couple of small mistakes, but I think it's the end of the lap that was extremely impressive.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with it. And now he's gonna hit one of the fastest corners, and he's gonna do it in 7th gear, full throttle, and he's already 2 cents quicker than he was before.
I think going through Maggots and Beckett's now, I was amazed by his car control. It was barely seemed to be losing the car. I was very, very impressed by the level of grip he managed to find.
Yeah. So I'm like seriously, I think to find good compromise with the setup in this, and of course in the whole track, but especially in that part of the track, it's like you really have to, I think, to work hard on it. But there it comes, last corner, full throttle, 5th gear, 6th gear, and he does 125.655. So
It's a very strong lap time.
it is. It is. Now we are in the lobby and we're waiting for the guys to start. So, what do you think actually about about tonight? How do you think it's gonna go? Do you think that the first corner is gonna be crazy?
I think it could be. Online racing always tends to be quite aggressive in the first couple of corners. I think perhaps the fact that it's a 100% race distance tonight will perhaps mean that some of the drivers are slightly more cautious than they would normally be. So hopefully we'll get everyone through cleanly. But it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
So, Matt, seriously, I think based on the qualifying laps that the first nine, the first 10 did. Um, Again, I just think it's gonna be super interesting, and on the first at the pole position we got Elgo, which is our world champ. I mean, not world championship, but like yeah, our world championship event that we did from GRR, and right behind him there is the second, which is Marco, and you know they really fight with each other, but in a nice way. I mean, they're very clean, I would say, but they really push it as much as they can, and I love that about them.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you mentioned, I think them racing cleanly is going to be extremely important tonight because in a 100% race distance, obviously, it's important not to make mistakes, and it's quite easy later on in the race when the fatigue starts to come into play to make mistakes. And I think the cleaner drivers will certainly benefit from that style as the further we go into the race.
Yeah, and I don't know. Is this track supposed to be with two pit stops or just one?
I think it's quite close. I think you can do a one stop, but I think you need to use mediums and hards. I think it could be possible on a soft and then a hard, but it would be very it would be really pushing it. I think I would always feel more comfortable two stopping and using fresher tires and softer tires.
Yeah. Oh, but here it comes. Okay, we start with I think. Oh no, this is they're just like gonna do a warm up lap. We're on board with Elgo. They're all warming up the tires. Mark is going crazy with this warming up. Got Dark Side on the third position, Barabase at fourth, Scat fifth, Thane in sixth, Dreamer in seventh with Alfa Romeo, Mark in eighth, last name Rick or Rich. He's actually driving with Williams. I thought he was gonna drive with the McLaren, but nope. And we got Antonio New 10th position, Federcio in 11th. I've actually heard that Federcio hasn't had a lot of time to practice, but he's just going for it, you know, and he's still managed to place himself in a 11th position, which I think is nice.
Yeah, that's a good effort. And 11th is a nice position to be in because you have the free choice of tyre, of course. So so that's certainly going to play into his hands in terms of strategy, having a slightly fresher tyre at the beginning of the race.
Gab Wolf 17th and Jovi from the last position. But there it come, they're just getting the position on the starting grid, and we're so excited to see this.
The last car slowly pulling up to the final slot on the grid.
There it is. All super excited.
So about to get underway now. 5 lights. And we're racing in Silverstone.
Go, 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 go. It's going to
It's
be...
a good start from Marco, looking up the inside of El going to turn 1. And I think he might get through here.
Mark up from the out, actually from the inside. And he's Elga comes back from the inside, but Marco just keeps it. There's a bit of contact between Scott and the dark side. But yeah, fairly clean start, I would say.
Absolutely. It's a good start from everyone, I'd say, actually.
Elga is not going to let him go away, for sure. No
He's
way.
already all over the back of him and looking to
Yeah.
attack.
Let's go on board with him. Easy on the quick corner. 7th gear. It's keeping it nice, but of course it's the first lap, so they really need to keep it nice and clean.
Yeah, you can't win a race on the first lap, but it's very easy to lose one.
Just on board with the... I think he's going to give an attack. No, he might wait. Oh, he's actually...
He's gone for the move.
He's gone for the move, and Marco keeps in. That's an... Oh, there's a bit of lag there. Nice comeback from Marco, but let's go on the other guys as well. Let's see the situation.
From the leaders as they close the first lap.
135.6, yeah.
And I think Rick has already pitted.
Already. Yeah,
He must
that's
have
true.
had some damage to his front wing.
I think he got some damage on the front wing. Yeah, that's true. But let's go back on Marco. Is half second, no, less than a half second away from Elgo, and Elgo is kind of pulling. It's kind of pulling away Marco right now, in a way. But yeah, I mean it's the beginning of the race, so what do we possibly know? But let's go on the other guys a little bit. We got Marabisa third, the Dark Side fourth. Actually, they swap places. Dark Side with Marabisa. Scott keeps it. Oh, a bit out of the track there. Keeps a nice. Dreamer from 7th to 6th. Federico from 11th to 7th. That's a great one.
For info, Rick has pitted for the medium tyre, so he'll be looking to go long. And it'll be interesting to see whether he can close up to the rest of the pack now. I think that'll be quite a good sign as to the pace of everyone in the rest of the field and how clean the racing is. Because if he can close the gap quite quickly, it would suggest that everyone's fighting one another. But if he struggles, then I think he might have a tough time getting back into this race.
For sure, but I can see that little struggle with on his car, like just to keep it on track. And I think he doesn't. It looks like he doesn't have a lot of grip. But maybe it's just because cold tires and it just needs a bit of time. The car is very heavy because of the fuel and so on. So
Of course.
it's a long race though, so 52 laps. I'm bored with Marco again. Elgo keeps on having the same little gap. He's not gonna. It's just like. Still, Marco's not pulling away. Elga's just there, taking it easy. That's nice. So let's go a bit on My God. My God is at the back of Antonio. I think he's maybe going to try to go for the move. They're all kind of packed. There's like. My God, Antonio, Mark, and Thane, really close by, and My God is getting really close, but no, you just keep it for this time. Marcos, that's the quickest. Oh, Elga got a penalty for Elga.
That's going to hurt, and of course it eases the pressure a little bit on Marco because he can sort of relax into it now and not have to worry so much about having Elgo behind and just focus on the tyres and focus on getting a good feel for the car and the pace.
Absolutely. He also got, it's just like having it nice and like it looks like he's chilling pretty much. It's just like going for the pace and nothing else. But it's great. I mean, and I also think that Marco, he didn't get like a kind of a extreme quick qualifier lap or like extreme quick setup for the, for the qualifying.
I think you make a good point. I think looking at the car, it seems very settled, very well balanced, and sometimes in a longer race like this, that's what you want. You don't want the car that's perhaps the quickest over one lap. You want the one that's easier to drive, easier to handle, that's going to do what you want it to, so you can trust it a lot more.
Yeah, I'll go there. It's it's still there. You know, it's not letting him go. But he's got a bit of understeer and like I don't think he has a bit of like that much of a grip as, or at least as much as Marco has right now.
No, it's very true. I think in these early stages, it looks to me like Elgo's possibly got the faster car, but I feel like Marco is perhaps the one that's my favourite at the minute to win the race, possibly.
I totally agree. Yeah, totally agree. I think it would also be a nice thing for him just to show that he doesn't want to be the second one. You know, he
Yeah,
just
of course.
wants it, and is giving his best to go for it and probably to succeed. I'm just gonna go on Antonio, Mark, and my God right now. They're all nice packed, all close to each other. Probably they're holding the pace. Mark is getting super close to my God, which actually gained 2 positions if I'm not wrong. I think it was 11th time ago.
Yeah, I think that's right. And as you say, he's very close to the back of him now, just 4/10, and with the DRS, he might be looking at making a move into the quick right-hander.
Try it
Taking the
some.
outside line.
Yeah.
It's going to be very close to him going into starting the, I think, the 5th lap of the race, 6th lap.
6th lap, yeah.
Excellent stuff. It's great to see the top 6 cars are only split by 3 seconds in total.
That's, you know, that even like in F1 you can't really get that one. I mean, you can't really get this sort of gap that these guys are having right now.
Absolutely. And I have to say, from watching them, in terms of the quality of the driving, it's extremely impressive. The how few mistakes are being made is a real testament to the skill of these drivers.
Absolutely super well done to them. But
And
for that, pardon?
sorry, I was going to say it's interesting with his 3-second penalty, Elgo, with how close the front of the grid is. He's currently in 6th.
Damn. And he's losing pace. I think he's losing grip as well, and the dark side. It's getting closer and closer. It's just 4 cents of a second right now. 3 cents of a second now.
You're very right, and I'm starting to wonder if perhaps Elgo pushing so quick in those opening laps has burned a bit too much of his tyres.
Anyways, the starting of the 7th lap. We got Mark in first position, dark side on second. What about Elgo? Oh, what happened? Pretty damaged. I just lost the scene. Darn it. Elgo is now in the pit, and
It's a change of front wing for him. I wonder if perhaps he had some contact with Marco in the last lap when he got close to him coming into turn 3.
Could that possibly be the reason why he was losing grip?
I think so. Maybe you were struggling with front downforce.
But anyways, let's start from the back of the grid now. So we got last name Rick, or Rich, 44 seconds behind. Then we got, actually no, 15. It's a bit weird. Anyways, I think the game is bugged or something. But anyways, we got Elga in second last position. 17 seconds, or almost 18 seconds away from Mugen, which is in the 16th place. Driving with medium tyres right now. 15th, we got Haspen, 77. And he's getting closer to get Wolf. It's just like a second and a... Actually, yeah, second. That splits the two of them. Gap Wolf on the in the 14th. Jovi and 13th. Locks on the brakes. Medium tyres. Gabri Vesper, medium tyres as well, in 12th place.
And he's also the leader of the guys on the medium tyres, so it'll be interesting to see if that gives him a bit of an advantage later on in the race.
This is going to turn quite nicely, I think.
I think so. He's only 4 seconds down on 8th place and 8 seconds down on 7th, but I think in the early stages to be this close on the medium tyre puts him in a strong position for the rest of the race.
So we are on board with Scott, which is actually in 4th position, 4th place, and he's getting closer to Marabese. I think
just 3/10 in it.
It is, yeah.
Have a better line through Magnussen Beckett's, who's going to be very close going down the Hanger Straight.
And I think he's gonna go for the move now.
Does he go inside or outside? He's gone for the inside.
Let's see who wins it. He keeps it well, Let's see Marabese. No, Marabese is just like behind him.
Yeah, clean enough. Good move. And that puts the Renault driver up into the podium positions.
Great start from Scott.
Very good.
Dark side is just a second behind Marco right now.
I think a good start, it's worth mentioning, from Joele too. I think he started down in 12th, was it? And he's already up to 6th, so good start from him.
You know, he actually told me before the... I mean, he told us before the live stream started. It was like, please, if I ever win, which is going to be hard, don't interview me. I was like, why would I not interview you? It's like, no way, I'm going to do it in English. I was like, yeah, it's going to be fun. But I really hope he's going to have a nice, nice point or nice results at the end of the race, because actually he's getting closer to the guys, and as you said, he started in 12th position or 12th place, and he's actually in 6th place now.
And he's keeping pace with Marco too. He's about as quick as him, I would say. Maybe a tiny bit slower, but not by very much at all. And I think with how close the guys in front of Joele are running together, it could be quite easy for him to close up on them soon.
Especially if there might be some fights.
Absolutely. I'm on board with Joele now, and it looks like Marabese in front of him is closing in on Dreamer.
Dreamer as well was in 7th place, if I'm not wrong. Oh, Marabese got a penalty as well. Okay, well,
it's gonna hurt.
It's gonna hurt for him, yeah. Good for Joele and good for Dreamer, and good for Vedetta as well.
It puts Joele 5th provisionally, and that's a very impressive start from him. So it'll be interesting to see if he can get closer.
But let's get on the first in place. We got Marco. It's still keeping the pace. The dark side still keeping the pace. A bit away from him. It's like a tiny bit more than he would be to get the DRS. But yeah, just there, keeping the pace. The both of them, so having a nice a bit outside the track, Marco, but keeps it nice. Joey got a penalty. And let's go to the Elgo right now. He's getting closer with the medium tyres to Mugen, slowly.
Well, Dreamer's locked to brake, and Marabese is all over the back of him going into the final corner.
This is interesting. In the slipstream, foot's caught. Dreamer, that was very close.
Goes for the move into turn 3. There's a bit of contact. They managed to recover.
That was a bit extreme for the both of them. I think it was a good, of course, good move. And Dreamer closed up kind of aggressively, but I mean, both of them were. But you
Yeah,
know,
it's,
pardon?
sorry, go on.
No, the thing about these cars that I love the most is that they can be aggressive, but they are usually very clean.
It's true. It's very dangerous to be aggressive this early on in the race because with a full race distance, it's obviously something these guys aren't as used to, and perhaps some of them need to focus more on the long game.
And I think that, look at Jola
All over the back of Dreamer.
is getting there, good stuff.
And Dreamer locks front left again. Jolie is very close now, going towards turn 1. He must be thinking about a move.
From the outside, Dreamer closes up to the inside. Ooh, he's got a better line, Jolie.
He's going to have. He's going to be fast coming out of here into the straight. With DRS, he might get past on the inside.
But is Dreamer now going to fight back? He is.
Keeps the inside line. It's
Locked.
straight racing.
Well done, guys. Look at that. Seriously, they're just keeping it super clean.
It's very, very impressive. And it's even more impressive that they can fight like this without actually losing too much time to the leader. Joel has got a better exit going onto the hangar straight.
I think Dreamer's losing grip though.
I think he might be.
But
Is Joel going to have a look around the outside?
I think
Can he make it stick?
I don't think he's gonna go for it, Dreamer. No, he's not gonna go for it. I think he's just gonna let him go and try to keep the pace because he probably found out that Joel is definitely quicker than him, slightly, but definitely quicker than him.
Yeah, it's not worth losing time to the leader fighting battles that you can't win.
No. But anyways, let's go on the dark side now. He's actually having DRS just 6 cents of a second behind the leader.
And he seems quite calm too. He seems to have everything under control and might be shaping up a move before too long.
I actually forgot, is the dark side the winner of the GP1 championship, isn't it?
He absolutely is. He definitely is a guy who knows how to win races.
For sure. Even like in interviews, he seemed to be very nice and just chilled, you know, just having his race and like having fun. And there he comes.
The inside.
Marco's,
Very nicely done.
yeah, Marco in on the outside. Oh, that's a nice move. Nice
Very
move.
good. Amazing defensive driving from Marco there. And I wonder, the soft tyres must be getting towards the end of their life, surely.
For sure. But have you noticed that Marco got DRS as well?
He did, you're right.
And the dark side now locked on the front tires. Marco's doing a great race at the moment.
He really is.
Let's go beat on the other guys. We got Joe Marabese is getting close. It's very close to Jole, and yeah, he actually managed to get in 5th place now, in front of Marabese.
Jolie is now up to 4th. It's very impressive, particularly from outside of the top 10 at the start of the race, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he's actually closed on the leaders in the last few laps. So Joel is in a very good position to fight for the podium.
Do you actually think he can make it to the third position?
It's quite possible. It'll be interesting to see.
I have to be on board with the dark side now. It's just 2 cents, or sorry, 3 cents away, cents of a second away from Marco getting the RS, but Marco got a better exit. Even with the RS, he can't get, like, it's so hard to get Marco right now. It seems like he's struggling a little bit to get him.
He does. I think Marco looks the more comfortable of the two drivers. I wonder if maybe there's a little bit of frustration from the dark side for letting Marco get back past him going into the final corners on the previous lap.
I kind of think he has, but pretty sure that he hasn't given up.
Of course.
Ooh, that was a sliding moment from Marco.
He caught it very well, though.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go on board with Elgo because he's about to overtake Mugen, and now he's having DRS. Medium soft tyres, so the both of them in the inside.
Cleanly done.
Yeah.
Elgo looks very comfortable at the minute on the medium tyre, and his pace is good. He's faster than the leaders.
Yeah, he's actually got the quickest lap at the race. He got 1:31.2 right now.
And I think Marco and Dreamer have both come into the pits.
So Marco's coming out of the pit lane. There's
He's
gonna be
chosen the medium tyre.
Could he possibly pit again?
Maybe. I think he will. I don't think he'll be able to go to the end of the race on these mediums, that's for sure. The question in my mind is, how far behind is Elgo? Just 3 seconds. So Elgo's actually got himself back into this race by putting in a really good stint on the medium tyre.
Damn, who would have thought about that?
Yeah, didn't look likely when he was 36 seconds off the lead, but he's put himself right back into contention. And I'm starting to wonder, with the guys on the soft tyres in the lead at the minute, they're a lot slower than Elgo. There's a very good chance that he might be able to jump the two Renaults and possibly even our leader, Darkside, when he comes out of the pits.
That's why this race is so interesting, seriously. It's nice and clean, smooth, and it looks like it's smooth and it's like just peas in the air, but it's not like that at all. Like, the fight is still up and we got nothing else to do but just wait and see what's gonna happen in this fantastic race. Elga is he keeping up with the... It's just 1.5 seconds away from Marco now.
His pace is good, and I think he's going to get past the Renault driver.
He just had the quickest lap again, 1:31.1.
It's close on the exit of the pits, but Scout just comes out in front of him. Very close, though. And I wonder if on these warm tyres that are up to temperature, if Elgo could get past. He's looking at the inside. Leaves the space.
A bit of contact there. The inside. Ooh, that was close. That was close.
Elgo got his elbows out there. He wanted to make sure that place was his.
Marco's getting close to Gap Wolf as well. Let's go on board with him.
Much more grip for the Haas driver. With DRS, you would expect him to get past easily.
Yeah, good exit and DRS.
Very clean.
Yeah. I don't think Gapwolf is trying to keep up with him.
The next question then is how quickly can Elgo get past Gabwolf, because it's important that he doesn't let Marko build a gap to him.
There was a bit of lag from Gapwolf though. But you know, even though I don't think Elgo has the grip to I don't know, there's something that doesn't really convince me about his setup and his way of being in the track right now, because I feel that Marko has a better grip. Of course Marko got fresher tyres, but we've seen the same thing before when the race started, and Elgo had didn't have that like good grip as much as Marko has.
Yeah, you're very perceptive. I think you're absolutely right. At the minute, I think Marko looks very comfortable.
He does, for sure does.
And he's, I think, a couple of seconds a lap quicker than the leaders at the minute, who have, of course, committed to a one stop at this point, I would say.
It's getting close to... Oh, Gabri Vespa got in... Nope, Gabri Vespa lost a position. That there was... Nice, I'm gonna go on board with them. I'm on board with Gabri Vespa, which lost a position. Marko
now comes into the pits.
Scott sets the quickest lap. Pardon?
Sorry, go on.
No, just go for. Apologise.
No worries. I was just going to say, Jole comes out of the pits in 12th behind Gabwolf. I suspect he'll get past quite quickly, but he seems to have maybe left it one lap too long. I think his teammates and I think his teammates in front of him maybe had the right idea, pitting a couple of laps earlier. But then again, I guess Jole is going to have the fresher tyre towards the end of the stint, so it'll be interesting to see if he can make up some ground then.
I'm on board with Jovi. He's at the back of My God, which is in 4th position right now. Good exit, but My God has a better exit. I don't think he's going to go for the move now. But we got the dark side in the pit lane, going for medium tyres. Now Fedetcho takes the lead. Fedetcho is still on soft tyres.
It's very impressive. I'm amazed he's managed to get 19 laps out of them.
You know, I'm actually thinking that if he goes on a bit more, then he might try to go for just one pit stop.
I think he will. I think perhaps a couple of the other drivers who've just pitted might also be thinking of doing a one stop, but I certainly think that it's a big ask to do 32 laps on the mediums comfortably, let's say. So I think Federico's got the right idea, possibly. Wow, very impressive that Darkside's been able to come out just 2 seconds behind Marko, despite having stayed out for so much longer. That's extremely impressive.
That's nice. He's actually... Elga got a bit... he gained a bit of gap. It's actually getting closer to Marco now. They're all packed again. Elgo in 6th with 3 seconds penalty. Gabriel Vespa in 4th. Marco in 3rd one. Oh, he tries on the inside. And
small bit of contact.
yeah, he gets it. He gets it. Ooh, oh my God, that was
very dangerous stuff, and I think Vatixide's going to benefit from this. Looking up the inside, will he try and make a move on Elgo possibly?
And Scott takes the advantage of that and places himself in 6th position right now. Gonna go quickest corner, well, one of the quickest corners in the track. Nice. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll be back, Charlie.
No worries. Be interesting to see if Darkside's able to get past Elgo, just 2/10 down. And perhaps just for a minute we'll let you enjoy some of the noise from the engines and watch the cars.
Okay, here I come. So let's go. They're all packed again. It's so nice.
Elgo makes a move for 3rd on Haspin. Darkside looking to follow him.
You know, actually, before the live stream, like some days ago, you know, we planned the event, and we're like, yeah, it's gonna be nice to do a live stream in English again, and of course in Italian, since Great Rivals Racing is an Italian, it's a sim racing drivers community, or Italian community, and you know, we were talking about the live stream, and you know, the thoughts were like, or the fears were like, oh yeah, but you know, like 100% event in Silverstone, it's gonna be a bit boring maybe, because it's just gonna be boring, you know. It's gonna be a lot of gap between the guys, and everyone is just gonna do an individual race, but nope. That's not what it's about. Not at all.
No, we've had a fantastic race so far. There's been some great overtakes, some fantastic defending, some bits of contact here and there.
Ooh, Elgo gets another penalty.
Oof, this is gonna hurt. 6 seconds now is that in total.
Marco is leading again, just having his pace, just taking it nice. You know, no stress, no fights, not a lot of like overtakings each other and just like trying to defend. No, it's just chilled. You know, it's chilled and amazing and smooth, but at the same time, it's interesting because they're all there. You know, like we got Joe in 4th position. The Dark Side takes the 3rd position now. So he's temporarily on podium, but it goes a bit wide there. I mean, he's temporarily 2nd. I don't know if he's got penalties, but I don't think so. I don't think he's got penalties.
I'll just have a look at the race director and find out and give everyone a quick update on where people stand.
Okay, thanks a lot, Charlie.
So yeah, it looks to me like currently Elgo has got, I think, 6 seconds of penalties in total, and Marco doesn't appear to have any at all, and I don't think Darkside has either. So I feel like at this point you'd have to say the race is really between Marco and Darkside, and it's going to be extremely important for the Mercedes driver to get past Elgo as soon as possible, because he really needs to get onto the back of Marco.
Meanwhile, Elgo has got DRS a bit far from Darkside. Darkside is actually, whoa, growing the gap from him at the moment, on the straight at least. But yeah, there's a gap of approximately 2.5 seconds between the first three at the moment. And the Darkside sets the quickest lap, which is 1:30.3. Which is a good lap, I would say.
It is a good lap at this point in time. So we'll just run through the order quickly, give everyone an update. So currently Marco leads in the Haas, having pitted onto the medium tyre. We've got Darkside close behind in second, pushing him hard. Elgo in third. Obviously he's got those time penalties to worry about, so that really will promote Scat and Jolie into third and fourth. Sorry. So be interesting to see if the Renault drivers have a bit of a scrap for the podium towards the end. Jovi, of course, in fifth in the McLaren, still hasn't pitted yet, so still on the medium tyres. Then in seventh, we've got Dreamer in the Alfa Romeo, again pitted onto the mediums. Marabeza pitted onto the mediums. And then in ninth and 10th, we've got Haspin and Gabri Vespa making up the rest of the points paying positions. Neither of them have stopped either, both on the medium still. So possibly Federcio could jump up into the points when they do make their stops eventually.
You know what I'm thinking about Joby? I think it started from, what's it, the last position, wasn't it?
He might have done. I'll have a look at the... And of course he's going to be finishing the race on the soft compound tyre when he does make his pit stop. So I think we can expect to see some fast laps from him.
But that's what I'm thinking, because if he hasn't pitted yet and he's gonna go for soft compound tires. Of course he's gonna lose those 30 seconds for the pit, but you can get a good, don't know, I think he can get, he can place himself in a good position. And yet he actually started in the last, at the back of the grid.
He did.
18th position, and he's now in 7th. Followed by Marabesa, which is actually trying the move from the inside, and he does get the position.
Certainly does. Both Marco and Darkside looking quite comfortable in first and second at the minute.
Let's be on board with Marco, and let's see how the grip is going and everything. No, it keeps it nice and smooth. Keeps energy Keeps the energy nice. It's in high now. Overtake the ERS, not the energy. Like, do you call it ERS, right?
ERS, yeah, energy recovery system. ERS is good. Yeah, it's interesting. Looking at the fastest laps, I think going back to what you mentioned earlier, I think Marco set his car up, perhaps not quite as quick over one lap as the others, but it seems to be really, really grippy. It's got absolutely no issues with his balance. It's very impressive. And Darkside obviously has the fastest lap, but again, I feel like Marco, perhaps on race pace, is just a little bit more comfortable.
It's just 2 seconds of a gap that split the two. Elga's keeping it nice and chill. Having DRS, a lot of it's filled with ERS or ERS. Oh, it's now getting very close. Oh, but the exit is not. It's not as good. Scott and Jole right now are currently or temporarily in third and fourth, since Elgo has 6 seconds of penalty.
Indeed. I think the other thing Elgo's going to have to think about is, obviously he pitted very early on because of his front wing damage, so he's now done 21 laps on the medium tyres, which isn't too many, but I think for him to do another 24 to get to the end of the race, it's a big ask, so I'd be very surprised if he didn't have to stop again.
I kind of think he will. Yeah.
I think he has to. But maybe that'll be quite good fun for the viewers watching to see him on the soft compound tyre, I suspect, towards the end, maybe making some overtakes and going for fastest lap.
It also depends from the leaders. Or, the ones in first and second.
Of course, you're very right. It's certainly not a given that Marco's committed to a one-stop. It's, I would say it's what he's going for, but it's not impossible that he might have to stop again. His laps, I think his tyres are 4 laps older than Darkside behind him, so perhaps towards the end of the race he'll start to struggle on them by comparison.
And I'm having the impression that the Darkside is getting closer to Marco right now. A couple of laps ago. Pardon?
Sorry, go on.
No, a couple of laps ago he just had 2 seconds. A gap for 2 seconds, but now it's just behind. Oh, Elgo is trying to move from on the outside of the dark side. And he actually gets it.
He's got the position. Well, that does make things interesting.
Indeed.
This is a golden ticket, really, for Marco. He needs to make the most of this and try and build a gap while Darkside tries to find his way back into second place. I think if I was in Marco's car right now, I'd be thinking about maybe using a bit more fuel and using more of the battery to try and build a bit of a gap. If anything, maybe just to get into the heads of the guys behind them, sort of get them worried about the gap, maybe force them into a mistake.
But let's go. Scott is actually getting closer to the dark side. It's just a matter of 7 cents of a second that divides the two of them.
I must say, it's fantastic that, even bearing in mind Elgo's penalty, there's only 2.3 seconds between our top 4 drivers after 30 laps at Silverstone. It's extremely impressive how close these guys are on race pace.
It is. They're just there. And Elga is getting very close to Marco now. It's below. Damn, that's super impressive, seriously.
To put that into perspective, that means that the top four, there's less than 1/10 of a second a lap between them on race pace.
Elga sets the quickest lap again.
Of course he does. On 24 lap olds medium tyres. I think that just goes to show how quick a driver he is, and when he's feeling confident, just how good his lap times can be.
Look, oh my god, there's a bit of contact there.
Touches Marco.
What's going on? Seriously, I can't believe this. Elga was just like struggling with his car a couple of laps ago.
Marco tries to hang it around the outside, but he can't. And Elgo has the lead. Of course, he has the time penalty, so in reality, he's down in 5th at the minute, but it's not stopping him, and why should it?
I just can't believe it, you know. Like he's got all the tires. Marco has got fresher tires, and even though he's just nailing it. I mean, of course, 6 seconds of penalties hurt a lot, but there's a lot, like plenty of laps to go. It's like 21 laps to go. Marco now on the slipstream on the outside. Elga keeps the curve. That was a great move from Marco.
Very brave.
Elga again, and there we go. It reminds me of Brazil.
Brilliant stuff. Absolutely fantastic between our race leaders, and now just 0.8 of a second between our top four.
Look at them, they're all packed together. This is crazy.
This is just unbelievable. 0.6 of a second splitting our top four.
Scott was like super aggressive, and he made it.
He did. This is really incredible. Again, just to put into perspective how impressive this is. With just 0.9 seconds between our top four, there's literally the race pace, the gap between the top four is less than 1/3 of a 10th of a second. It's 3/100ths of a second is the difference in race pace between our top four. It's incredible.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Absolutely fantastic.
You know, but the thing is that Elga got 3 seconds more. He just got them like a few corners ago. Yeah. Oh, look at them. That's, oh my god, that's and Scott goes wide. Goes wide. Oh, I don't think he damaged, but he got out of track. Oh my god, that was a bad move. That was a bad move. I don't know whose fault was that, but
I think Scott's obviously trying to get back on the track as quickly as possible, and I think he was probably a little bit close to the racing line, and Marabese didn't really have anywhere to go. That's such a shame.
Really want to be on the lead right now, but I just, you know, you should give some credit to these guys as well. I'm on board with Mark right now. Antonio Nu is actually giving a nice performance. Is in the back of Gabri Vespe, just 4 seconds. Oh, sorry, 4 cents of a second behind. He's actually getting closer now because he just got the DRS.
Oh, is so close at the front. Elgo just 1.5 tenths down on Marco. Very close now on the Hanger Straight. He takes the outside line.
Great stuff. Yeah, that was wild.
Incredible stuff. And I have to say, any one of the top four at the minute could win this race easily.
Literally, literally. I think Scott has no. He didn't. He doesn't have damage at the moment.
That's good. That's really good. It'll be
But
interesting because if the leaders keep fighting like they are and costing each other time, it might of course give the Renault driver a bit of a chance later on. And it's nice to see that when you apply Elgo's, oh, Marco's made a move. Elgo's made a move. Sorry, back into the lead of the race.
you know,
It's interesting when you apply Elgo's penalty. Of course, Joel is provisionally in third place.
here's yeah. Probably Elgo might end up in. Right now, he would end up in probably 7th position.
I think so, yeah.
No, actually 6th. Sorry.
And of course, we're forgetting that he might need to pit again. But if nothing else, we have to thank him for for the excitement that we're watching at the minute, because it's so close between the leaders. It really is.
Marco is just at the borderline, you know. Oh my god, look at the move.
Brave stuff.
And I think the dark side is going to take advantage of it. Is in a bit of contact there.
Wide.
This would be just about, of course, Marco and the dark side now fighting for the first position. But you know, if we forget about the 9 seconds penalties that Elgo has, it's just a great fun.
Oh, it's amazing. This is the perfect advert for online sim racing, and of course the community, because this is absolutely fantastic.
They ain't gonna penalty, but let's go on board with Thane.
If this sort of racing and watching this kind of thing isn't enough inspiration, then I don't know what would be to get someone into this.
Yeah, right.
But we've got yellow flags in Sector 1. They seem to have cleared. Oh, Marco's made a move back into the lead. But Elgo not giving up, and
I'll go
side
in
by
the
side
inside,
through
yeah.
the penultimate corner. Elgo looks like he's going to go up the inside into turn 1. Very brave stuff.
You know, especially when they've got the tie. Oh my god, there was a bit of contact there. They're so look at them, like there's just, oh my god, that was wild. I really thought they were just gonna. Oh my god, I forgot how to speak English. But yeah, they're still there, just fighting. The dark side takes advantage because Elgo got a bit wide, got off the track just a little bit.
Darkside looking around the outside. Marco leaves the space. Side by side.
And who's gonna have the IS? I think is
It's Marco.
Marco having the IS. None of them. What?
Amazing stuff.
Look at them, they're all there.
Absolutely incredible.
Jolly just joined.
Just half a second between the top 4. This is just amazing.
Look,
Fantastic stuff.
look at them, they're all there.
There is literally nowhere else you could see such close racing for the lead of a Grand Prix. It's absolutely fantastic.
So excited about this.
Me too. I think we need to do some more 100% races.
Pretty sure. Bit of lag there. But Jole is now having DRS. All of them are having DRS. You know, I'm thinking if, like, literally all of them except for Elga, of course, can literally win the race right now.
Absolutely, and to be honest, with how much these guys are fighting, they are losing time to Scat and Dreamer in 5th and 6th. And I'm starting to wonder whether later on in the race, maybe those guys can come into it too and get involved. Scat, of course, was 9 seconds behind just 4 or 5 laps ago, and he's got the gap to less than 5 seconds now.
It's incredible, like, just to have the same pace, all of them, is...
It's quite something.
Especially because these guys, of course, they don't use a lot of helps. I mean, I think most of them uses the line, but that's it. And some of them don't use anything at all. So not even the line in the curves. So it's all about just keep focus on the track and on the rivals, and just trying to gain even a millisecond. That could do the difference. So look at them, they're still fighting up there. Ooh, Elga almost lost his back rear. But what about now? I mean, what do you think? Who's actually gonna go to the pit? I mean, are they gonna go to the pit? Are they gonna pit and change the tires? The thing is that who's gonna be brave enough?
I don't know. It's anyone's guess. You know, I think with how much these leaders are fighting, I would be very tempted to pit onto the soft tyres now, one of them, and just attack, because they are costing each other a second or two a lap just fighting. And
Yeah, look at Joelle.
The speed of the soft tyres, there's a very good chance that whoever pits first onto the softs will win this race.
Actually, it's true. It's actually true. And Elga goes totally wide, doesn't care, gets 3 seconds more. So he collected, now 12 seconds of penalties. And I'm actually impressed a little bit, because usually he doesn't get a lot of penalties. Like,
strange.
Yeah, he's won races just because he didn't get penalties, even though he was in 3rd position, for example. But just the fact that didn't collect any second of penalty, he just won the race. It happened a couple of times, I think.
Brilliant. I still can't get over the fact that there's only a second between the top 4 and 3.5 between the top 6. It's fantastic. It's really, really impressive.
It is at the 40th lap.
I feel like we're starting to get to the point where if anyone is going to pit for the softs, they have to do it now, because a few more laps and I don't think they'll have time to make up the ground.
So we got Marco in 1st position with 24 laps on medium tyres. The dark side on 2nd position, 2nd place with 20 laps. So it's got like four laps of difference between Marco's tyres usage and the dark side. So he's got, yeah, kind of fresher tyres. Jolie he started from the 12th position and he's now in 3rd position with medium tyres. Ooh, that was...
Oh, there's contact and dark side goes wide.
Oh my god, look at that. Jolie's now at the outside, on the outside of Marco.
Fighting for the lead of the race.
He's got 3 laps less than Marco has on the medium tyres right now. DRS close now, of course. He's just going to try the move, almost. But Marco gives a bit of space because he knows. I think he's going to have a better exit now, Jolie.
He has had a better exit, and he's going to be all over the back of him with DRS.
So is he going to do an Italian interview?
He's got... He's taken the lead of the race, having started 12th on the grid outside of the top 10. Oh, I don't want to jinx it, but if he does go on to win this race, we'll have to ask whether he imagined being able to win it from 12th.
Crazy stuff, crazy stuff. But I want to go back on Elgo again. He's having it nice. Scott is just actually very close to Elgo. Scott is getting close, and this is totally open now. There's no safe whatsoever, no safety whatsoever on who's gonna win, or not even like a thought or of who might win. This is just like so open.
There's 2 seconds between our top 6 after 41 laps at Silverstone.
After pushing the cars to the limit at 330 kilometers per hour. This is just about speed, yeah. Speed and being brave and being smart and be gentle on the car as well. Look at them. But anyways,
I'm going to put you on the spot. If you had to pick one guy to win this race with 10 laps left, who would it be?
super hard question, hardest question ever of this live stream. But I would say, based on how it is now, I would bet on Jola.
Do you know what? Me too.
Pardon?
Me too. I agree.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think he's looking really good. He's looking very solid. I think I could, if Marco and Darkside start to get into a bit of a battle, I think that could be it.
But now, the hardest question is, are they going? Oh, what happened there? What happened there? No.
Is it a mistake from Jola?
I think he got a huge lag problem.
Oh, that's frustrating for him.
I wish we could have replay. Oh, look at them.
Oh, 3 wides into the final corner nearly. Oh, this is just insane. Look at these guys. 6 drivers, 1 second between them. Unbelievable stuff.
On the inside of Marco. Now on the outside, he gets probably a better exit. Let's see, but both of them for sure are gonna have DRS because they are chasing the dark side. The dark side now got a bit of gap. You know, like.
Oh, and there's some contact, and Jolie runs wide.
And
Darkside could capitalise here.
Scott joined as well. Oh, look at that.
Marco onto the gravel as he kept it together.
That's gonna hurt. That's gonna
Down to
hurt.
6th. After driving such a clean race as well. But we mustn't count him out of it because there's still 9 laps left, and with how this race is shaping up, it could be any one of them.
Marco got a penalty as well.
Oh,
Now it's gonna be hard. Dreamer joined as well. A bit wide. This is crazy. This is crazy. And I think the guy that took the most advantage of all of this is the dark side right now. Scat in second place. When I go back on the other guys as well, we got Antonio in 7th place. Oh, Jolie got 3 seconds of penalty. That's gonna make it hard.
I think Darkside's looking very good here all of a sudden.
Yeah. But anyways, we got Federico on 8th place, Mark on 9th, Thane on 10th, Jovi in 11th place, my God in 12th, Marabesa in 13th, pull him.
Oh,
The dark side got.
3-second penalty for Darkside.
This is.
So the race is back on because I will have to go and check in the race director. I don't think Scat has a penalty.
You know, it was such a nice question that you asked me before. Like, who would you pick would be the winner? And we both agreed that, like, we both basically bet on Jolie.
Yeah.
But
it's still possible. I just checked. Scat's also got a 3-second penalty.
Yeah?
So, yeah, so actually our top 3 have all got 3-second penalties at the minute. I'll have to check Dreamer now because I don't know if he has. This is amazing. To think that this whole race could just be decided by who's had the cleaner race and made less mistakes and gotten less penalties.
Gabri Vespe at the back of Marabesa, he's gonna have DRS. You know, this is probably more interesting. It's even more interesting than the 5 laps.
They've all got 3 seconds added on to their race time.
All of them. Top 5.
Incredible.
I'm afraid they're not gonna pit. None of them is gonna pit.
I don't think they will. Elgo is going to be so tight on tyres towards the end.
Elgo has got 38 laps on medium tyres right now. And he's still keeping up with the pace. I wonder what's the usage of what happened? What happened to Gabri Vespe?
I don't know. Has he lost some places?
I'm afraid so, yeah. No, but he retired, so... Yeah, Gabri Vespe left. Yeah. It is. But... Jolie's getting closer to Scott. Slowly getting there. DIS right now. Is he gonna try the move in the inside? Not yet. Oh, but he goes wide. He has to be careful not to take more penalties than he has, otherwise this is all screwed. Seriously.
It's very true. This is still so close.
It is, and Scott is slightly getting closer to sector 2. And Marabese again. A bit
It's a good
unlucky.
exit from Scat. I think he's now within half a second of Darkside.
They're all there. Seriously, they're just there. Such a bad luck for Marco though. He really
Such a
deserved to be in the first.
He does.
I mean, not in the first position. I mean, of course, in the first position as well, but like in the top 3, I would say. And Helge again with 3 seconds. I think he's now just having fun, but I mean, we really have to give him some credit because of the hard work he's putting in it. Like seriously, 40 laps on medium tires.
The pace he still has after that many laps is phenomenal. I am really, really impressed. And his racing earlier, wheel to wheel, was superb.
Look, Elgo is, I don't know, like, I know that he has some damage now, but he's actually going...
He's into the pits.
Yeah, but he's actually, I think he's going to go for the soft compounds. But the question is he going to make it? And I'm afraid... I don't know.
This might be an attempt at faster slap, possibly.
But let's go back on the first 3 now. Just so you know, guys, Jole and the Dark Side are not using any type of help at all. Pretty sure that Scat is using just the help for the
driving line, maybe?
I think the driving line he's using in the curves, yeah.
Yeah.
But
which is neither here nor there. It's you know, anyone who's able to run this quickly without traction control or ABS and that sort of thing is doing extremely well.
And now Jole,
Like,
pardon, sorry.
I think Scat's made it easy for him. I think he sees his teammates quicker and he's going to give him a chance to try and get past Darkside.
If it is, that's great sportsman-like.
Yeah, agreed. And it makes a lot of sense if one of them's been attacking and the other one's been saving their battery while Darkside's using fuel and battery to try and keep in front. It makes sense to swap around and make life hard for the leader and give the other one a chance. And Jole seems to be making the most of it because he's closed up on Darkside already.
Not an extremely good exit for Jole, but he's got DRS so he can actually keep up with it. And damn,
This is still anyone's with 3.5 laps to go. It could go either way.
anything can happen right now. And I have to mention that Marco got 3 seconds more. So Dreamer is now in 4th position. Just 4 cents of a second, actually half second splits the two, but now Joe Lazy on the IS is getting very close. Oh, a bit wide there. There was a bit of lag from the Dark Side. Now Dark Side is in the outside, now he's the inside, and Jolie gets the lead. He does.
Back into the lead with just 3 laps to go.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a comeback from Jolie because he was keeping pace before he had, like, he lagged. He gained more than a second from the other guys, and now happened the same thing to Dark Side, which was in 1st position. So
this is going to be so close.
2 laps to go. Half second splits the two. They're all packed within 1.5 seconds. Yeah, Elgo sets the quickest lap, but he's in 10th position. Careful there, careful there. Yeah, he's slightly gaining a bit of gap. Joel is gaining a bit of gap from. Is improving, or growing. However you say it. The gap, but nope. The dark side has got DRS back again. This is crazy.
It looks to me like possibly Darkseid's slightly lower on downforce. I think he's a bit quicker in a straight line, even accounting for DRS. And I think Jolie seems to be a bit faster around the corners.
Yeah, I've actually noticed that, and it definitely tells that Jolie has a more conservative, if I could say that, setup.
Agreed. Oof, everyone's struggling for traction in the late stages. Now, of course, moving into the part of the track where you'd expect Darkside to be much quicker with his straight line speed.
Sector 1. On board with... Yeah, it's definitely quicker on the straight. Got a good exit. Now with the RS. Ooh, he's definitely quicker. Tries the outside. Good exit from Jolie as well, but the dark side takes the lead. But goes a bit wide. And Jolie has a better exit, and he's now having DRS as well. This is hard. This is seriously hard. This is gonna go on.
Unbelievable. Final corner stuff.
If he gets a good exit, he can now try the move. Overtake us. Still a bit. He has to focus 100% on these corners now. Good exit from the dark side. Good exit from Joel as well. It loses a bit, but is now in the slipstream. Yes, I got a bit wide. That was wide. That was wide. And Scott is now closing up, and he tries the move of the inside, but Jolie gets back at him. I think the dark side is gonna go for the win.
It's well earned. He's
gonna go for the win, and he wins it. So dark side first place, Jolie in second, Scott in third. Well done, well done. Marco in fourth at the moment. What happened to Dreamer? Oh, I think he ran out of fuel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, pretty sure he did. A bit disappointing, actually, yeah.
I feel for him. And fastest lap from Elgo on the final lap of the race, of course. Wow, what a race we've seen. I think well deserved.
You know, a bit unlucky, Marco, because he really had the pace, he really had everything that gets set up, a good grip and good everything. Good. Really. Well done. Yeah.
I think If I had to pick a driver of the day, though, I'd probably say Joel. I think to start from outside of the top 10 as he did and finish where he was, it's a fantastic achievement.
Absolutely, absolutely. But we are now on the podium with the dark side first place again. Joel in second place, but I totally agree with you. Well, yeah, I think driver of the day, driver of the event, I think is for sure Joel. I mean, he started in 12th position, and it just, it just.
I think if he's around, it would be interesting to talk to him for sure, because to drive from outside of the top 10 to the podium, given how close everyone's pace was as well, is extraordinary. So it's very, very
Absolutely,
good.
absolutely. So we are now in the post race, and we're waiting for the dark side, hopefully, to come and join us for the interview. But yeah, I totally agree, absolutely agree with you. I think we should totally get Joel for the interview, and whatever, we're just gonna do it in Italian and then we're gonna translate it. But I think we really need to ask him some more questions and really
Absolutely.
compliment with him for what he has done. Great race, everybody. But the top 5 drivers were just like superb. Seriously, it was such a nice race.
Absolutely. It was really, really impressive stuff. Very lucky to have seen that.
For sure. Like, I mean, we again, we thought that it was going to be a bit boring and so on, but it has been amazing. I mean, the most entertaining, everything. A bit unlucky that we didn't get to have more recordings from the qualifying sessions, but for sure.
Yeah. Hopefully, in the future, we'll be able to bring you some highlights of qualifying before the race in the future. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, and I think it's good to mention that we it's now the second time that we're doing the English live stream, and I think it's a good thing for international drivers, because a lot of drivers are into F1. A lot of drivers are racing in F1 to 2018, and we want to, of course, grow up, with the Grip Rivals Racing, and I think we all well organized, and we're just close to each other. Drivers are very clean. Drivers are very friendly, and they give space. It's. I think the environment is just great. So, doing the live stream in English, it's a great opportunity to let people know who we are, and the fact that they could actually follow the whole race and understanding what we're talking about. It's a great thing.
I completely agree. I think it's fantastic, and it's just the first step, really, to really pushing the community on further and just making it more accessible for an international audience. As you have said.
I think I hear you with a bit of lag though.
Sorry.
Um, yeah, I think there's a bit of lag.
Yeah, I think so.
But anyways, I'm just going to try to get the dark side, hopefully, first.
I think, is he around?
I'm just gonna call Jola.
Yeah, get Joel in.
Hopefully. Mm,
I think it's worth saying again while we're waiting. Just massive congratulations to our pole sitter Elgo, who also got fastest lap on the final lap of the race, and of course our race winner Darkside, and our other drivers who placed on the podium, Jolie and Scatten. I think also a special mention for Marco, because I think he drove just as well as anybody today, and I can see why he'd feel hard done by, because he drove a fantastic race, particularly the early stages. He was amazing.
Absolutely, absolutely agree. But I'm having the impression that the dark side is not here anymore, and Jola either. Oh, here it is. I'm just
Here
gonna.
it is.
Hey, wake up.
Okay, well, I'm having some info from the guys that unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to interview the guys for some reason, random reason. That's such a shame, but yeah, I mean, we said it all. We had a lot of fun. Hope you guys had too, and hope.
User joined your channel.
Oh, here he comes.
Oh,
Buonasera. So, are we gonna do it in English?
User joined your channel.
but we can do
User
it
left
in
your
whatever
channel.
language.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Should I just? Yeah. Should I just ask you
I
know?
think, first of all, complimenting, congratulations to Jolie, because we both thought you were driver of the day. I think starting in 12th and finishing second, fantastic. We were both very impressed.
Absolutely agree. Joy, capito?
Sì, ho capito, grazie, grazie.
Um, no, but seriously, great. Everything great. Great grip, great racing, great fights. Literally, we both agreed that if we would pick anyone to be the driver of the day, you would be the one. You started from the 12th place in the starting grid, and you were so close to win the race. And seriously, it was such a great such a great it's just such a great to be there, just to watch you all guys, but especially you. It was a great race. Well done. But did you actually expect to get that close to the lead?
Però adesso traduci in italiano.
Vabbè.
Sì, sì, certo.
Ah, ok. Ok, ho
Non ho
detto.
capito nulla.
Ok, ti abbiamo fatto i complimenti. Just translating. Ti abbiamo fatto i complimenti innanzitutto per tutto, per la gara. E abbiamo entrambi concordato che per noi almeno sia stato il driver of the day.
Sicuramente.
E...
No, assolutamente. Cioè, no, secondo me hai fatto una grande gara, davvero. Perché sei partito in 12ª posizione, avevi un ottimo grip e poi piano piano sei arrivato fino ad essere primo e poi ho visto che li stavi anche distaccando. Quando avevi un secondo e più di distacco, poi
il
purtroppo ha
gioco
laggato.
stava frizzato, sì, sì, ma pulito il gioco.
Esatto. È successa la stessa cosa a Dark,
Sì, ma non è
però
la prima volta comunque in gara.
eh,
Almeno 3-4 di frizza del genere, quindi vabbè.
vabbè, quello è
È
qualcosa
un
di.
problema di gioco,
È
sì.
un problema di gioco, quindi nessuno può farci nulla. Ehm,
Forse possiamo sentire un po' i tuoi pensieri della gara più in generale.
Ma la gara è stata dura, bella, corretti molti piloti, battaglie spettacolari penso,
Mamma mia.
e con le medie ho pensato di arrivare quinto, e davanti si stavano correndo ma troppo, e non riuscivo a riprenderli. Ho spinto un giro, gli ho preso un secondo, ma poi ho finito sia a benzina che ers, quindi sono andato a risparmio. Fortunatamente sono andato in battaglia e sono arrivato. Era quello che mi serviva. Un
Però,
passo c'era.
mm, Charlie, non pensi che nonostante tutto, nonostante ci fossero stati, è vero, come dire, ehm, degli scontri, no, tra i primi.
Mm.
Nonostante ci fossero stati degli scontri tra i primi, però comunque te avevi il pass per stare con loro. Per-
Sì, sì.
perché poi si è visto. Quindi era semplicemente un, un
Ma
fatto.
loro perché si davano la scia con l'ERS, quindi quello che perdevano nel misto lo recuperavano sul dritto. E io avevo aria pulita ma ero da solo, quindi sul dritto perdevo tanto. Quindi perdevo all'incirca 2-3 decimi a giro. Spingendo sempre.
Maybe we should translate a bit of what he was saying into English.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah.
he was saying that it was a very hard race, a very difficult race, but that there was some fantastic driving, very fair, correct driving, um, and that moving on to the end of what he was saying, I think he felt he was maybe 2 or 3 tenths slower than the leaders, but any time that you lost going through corners, you were able to find it back again on the straights when you had the energy recovery and the DRS on the drivers in front. And saying it was fortunate that the guys who were battling for the lead were costing each other time, and that it's exactly what he needed to get back into the fight.
But yeah, again, compliments to you. Congratulazioni. It was great, and I'm so I'm so grateful that we were part of it. We were just like watching it all. It's
Absolutely, it
yeah,
was a fantastic experience. Very, very exciting to watch, and yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. So I guess a big thank you to all of the drivers, and especially those who made the battle at the front so exciting.
absolutely, totally agree. Yeah, but we all said I think we're gonna say goodbye now because that's all done, and we're looking forward to the next event. Hopefully, we will have a new one. Joe, do you have any idea? Hai qualche idea per i prossimi eventi?
Sarà la Summer.
Summer League.
Yes.
Ok, di cosa si tratta?
È un mini campionato estivo in attesa del Formula 1 2019.
Okay, so
Mhm.
Joe just said that in the meantime, we're waiting for F1 2019 to be released. We're gonna actually organize an event which is called Summer League, which is basically a small championship of F1 2018. So we're looking forward to have a lot of you guys applying for it. And if you want to race with us, just contact us at any time, and we would be very glad to welcome you in our community. But big thanks to you, Charlie, for being part of this.
And you too, G. It was good fun. I enjoyed it.
My pleasure. And thanks again to Jole for giving us a lot of emotions tonight.
Yeah,
Have a
thanks again.
have a good one, guys. Bye.
Bye
Good
bye.
night.
Good night.